esports. And so we're going to bring Ken Sanity. He's at Ken Sanity on Instagram. He's also known as one of the greatest Magic. You know, are you still doing Magic the Gathering during the COVID crisis? That's a gathering.
No, I'm retired. I'm retired from Magic the Gathering.
He is in the Magic the Gathering Guam Hall of Fame.
Wow.
All right.
The accolades.
I'm telling you, he is the arguably the most productive gaming champion the island has ever produced. Wow. Ken San Nicolas.
Well, you certainly are the most active when it comes to like organizing, you know, people and building a community of gamers. That's been your passion for many years.
You've done a couple tournaments, yeah.
Sure, yeah, definitely. You know, we did the Laddie Esports League. We did the Laddie Esports League last year, and we did many tournaments for over the past 10 years. But today we'll talk about the ISA's new offering for students during this fourth quarter, which is the ISA Esports League. So with the cancellation of fourth quarter sports, you know, Al Greedo has put together a activity for the high school students. It's a esports gaming tournament, and it's fully online. So during the lockdown, students can contact their school representatives to participate in this tournament.
Okay,
I think Al's going to come on tomorrow to talk about that.
Just real quick, people maybe my age don't even know what the hell esports is.
Esports is video games.
But you don't
competitive like video games.
You're like, it's esports.
It's esports.
It's competitive video gaming.
So, you know, the thing about traditional sports is that it teaches kids a lot of characteristics and traits that you can't really learn inside the classroom.
Yeah, sure.
You know, sportsmanship, humility, teamwork, working under pressure, companionship, camaraderie, learning how to lose, learning how to win.
Right. Hand-eye coordination, too, for sure.
Definitely. But yeah, thank you, Jason, for that. But obviously, that's limited to a select student body.
Not everyone is a star athlete.
Can do that.
Right.
So esports provides all those same types of lessons to the students, but it hopefully reaches a different type of demographic. So it's an opportunity for other kids to you know, build those types of skills, you know?
Right. So just tell us, because we did do a story on it, and we're going to get Al on tomorrow to go into more detail, but just what do you know? I mean, what kind of games are we talking about? Obviously, it's not going to be like Call of Duty or whatever.
Sure, yeah. So this is just a pilot program. You know, they... I know Al...
That's like the only game I know. Was that cool or what?
Yeah, Call of Duty is cool.
That was very spot on.
Excite
Bike.
It's a game, kids play it, right? But
so what about the Tecmo Bowl?
I think Mr. Greedo and the superintendent, you know, they really wanted to get something out there for the kids to play during this fourth quarter with everyone locked down. So they agreed on Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, which is a very popular game. Has like Mario in it and Donkey Kong and all the Nintendo little characters.
Wow.
So I think all the public schools are involved. I'm not sure, maybe one or two might have opted out. But it's open to all students, even if your school doesn't have a team. So if you go to the GDOE Twitter, there'll be contact information where you can contact a school rep to sign up for the league. And the league, I believe the signups end on May 3rd.
Right, so which is right around the corner. I think that might even be Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
right
now we're preaching to the choir here for people that are into esports and the gaming community, of which you are, you know, probably like the Pied Piper at this point, right? You're very good friends with like a lot of those members. You know the who's who. You've brought many of them together, right? But for people, especially students that maybe, you know, fair weather into games, they don't really do like the community thing. Esports is an established industry, and you can actually make a career out of this. You can even go to college on a scholarship for this. So this actually has practical applications going forward.
What world are we living in?
Definitely.
No, I mean, it's crazy. You wouldn't. When I was in high school, they would never say, "Dude, you could get rich and be a YouTube comedian or whatever, or you could play video games and make a job out of it, or you could go to school to learn how to play Donkey Kong."
Sure. So there are college or scholarship opportunities in college, as well as pathways into different types of fields in the industry, like whether it be game design or programming or even event management or marketing.
Right.
There's obviously, somewhere to go there with your educational path. So, it's nice to see. I'm really glad to be involved at all within. I think Mr. Garrido and the superintendent are doing a great job. And actually Tegan Brown, who is the head of this league, He's a young guy and he's got good vision, so we'll see how it turns out.
Okay, now since you know the pulse of the Guam gaming community again, right? This is going to be like a within the context of the ISA, it's going to be a competitive league. But how is the caliber of Guam's gaming community like relative to when we play over the internet against other people like in the States or in other parts of the world? Like how competitive are we?
In other words, do we have those Guam gamers who are going to put us on the gaming map?
We did the PXC for many years,
right?
And then even back then when the MMA was new on Guam, I think a lot of people had the vision like these particular people are something special and they can really develop far in the sport. And we have those. We have UFC fighters, John Tuck, Frank Camacho.
Right. So who are the John Tucks? And
there are a bunch of
the
them.
Cranks of the gaming
If you
world?
thought they were good like MMA guys on Guam, there are really good gamers on Guam, and there are a ton. So I'm really excited to see what the new generation brings, especially when there's something like the school system there to support and help develop their talents over time. So it's a great step. It's a great step forward into that.
And if I can just ask, because as a former like gamer, like Chris and I are the same age, but I mean, I could not hold a candle to the way these kids like play these days. I mean, they are truly like talented athletes. They work on their craft. I mean, they hone their skills. But if I just want to watch and be a casual observer and everything like that, are these sessions going to be like put on Twitch either now or eventually, or can we see like a live stream of this?
I can't really commit to what
He
will happen, but
yeah.
I know that it's in talks to have those future events streamed. So maybe the finale.
And is this something that they're just going to continue after the COVID?
Yeah, we'll have to see.
When the
hopefully
COVID?
Al can answer those questions
Right,
tomorrow.
yeah.
I would think that they've really taken a big step forward. This is very committal, in my
Right.
opinion. So I would expect to see.
Because I got to tell you, as a spectator sport, esports are fantastic. I mean, you could, if my school was there and I wasn't like one of the participants and everything like that, I would absolutely want to like cheer these guys on.
Yeah,
I got a
it's
comment
gonna be
here,
cool.
guys. Help! These two are geeking out massively.
Oh my god!
They ain't talking about me.
Trust me, you have just scratched
you
the
are talking
surface.
the most. I'm just answering the question.
I know. And then we have another comment. Ken, is that product in your hair?
It's not. It's not.
That's the COVID
It's
just
a rough
showered
day.
look.
It's a rough day.
You got to get with Auntie Lou. She got a friend that could do you up real nice,
You can
man.
get me the contact number.
They got to blindfold you, though, and they got to drive you all around the back streets so you don't know where it is, and then you get down. And okay, so now back to this. Tell me the games again that you heard they're going to be featured in this esports.
For this one, for this pilot program, I know it's Smash Brothers Ultimate. So I
never
know
even played that. Is that a Mario thing?
It's a Mario thing.
So what do you do? You're smashing.
like
the-
it's like,
Nintendo
it's like
All-Stars.
Street Fighter, but it's just Mario character or Nintendo.
So you can get
characters.
Luigi to fight like the dinosaur.
Yeah.
What's the dinosaur? Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like that. That's the first offering, and I know there's a bunch of games and titles that were discussed. They have a meeting with a bunch of the athletic directors from the different schools.
And are there
staff.
enough of these games that aren't like the first-person shooter games that kids in school can play?
Yeah, there are.
Give me some of them.
League of Legends. It's one of the most popular games in the world at the collegiate level.
NCAA
Smash.
type stuff.
There are all those games, NBA 2K, all the sports emulated video games. There's a game called Rocket League. It's like soccer but with vehicles. It's kind of interesting.
See, that's what I'm hoping they do too. I hope they get into like the sports side of esports too, because again, spectator, that'd be great, but also
I just
like,
want to
playing it, that's-
respond. Mary Cruz writes in, is this newsworthy? Mary, yeah, it is.
Sure.
Because the Department of Education is trying to find a way to engage the students out there and dealing with these stay-home orders. Obviously sports. We can't even reopen gyms. So if DOE is doing things to bring the kids together, to offer some type of sense of community, I mean, just because it's video games, don't hate.
I mean, we still have teachers doing the virtual
They're
classes
doing the distance
right
learning,
now.
of course.
They're,
Right, yeah.
they're, like the effort is made, and I really think GDOE, they're of all the government agencies out there, they really
I just did
take
a story
the
on
initiative,
the grab
they
and go
really move a
meals.
lot.
Yeah, they took the initiative on that. They're like the biggest COVID heroes in the entire government of Guam.
in my opinion too. So I really think I think it's a good step forward. It's a small step, obviously it's for the kids, but yeah, it's gonna turn out a positive product in the future. So
Okay.
Al should talk about it more tomorrow,
Right.
I'm sure.
What about like Pac-Man?
No Pac-Man.
They should do like a Throwback Thursday, and it's all like, Pac-Man and Frogger.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys are looking at me weird.
okay.
Why are you looking at me weird?
We're
Tell you what, if they want to add Angry Birds to this, I will mess somebody up in Angry Birds.
How about Clash of Clans?
No.
Yeah.
We'll think about it.
Okay. Ken's like, that's not a real video game.
Galaxian.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Ken.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, the story's up on KUAM.com. It's on our Facebook. They got some comments on there. And that is, once again, let's give him his due respect. He's like the John Tuck and the Frank the Crank.